everybody. So sometimes I like to make some things that aren't directly honey related, but that I can incorporate into recipes or different things. Sometimes I just like to make new products or gifts for friends. And this is a little project that I decided to do today. It takes about a year for the finished product to be done. So this should be ready just in time for Christmas next year. So it'd be the perfect time if you're thinking about doing something like this to go ahead and give it a try. And then next year, around the holidays, you'll have some unique DIY gifts that you can give to family, friends, neighbors, etc. So today we're going to be making vanilla extract utilizing rum, white rum, and vodka. And the first tip that I would have is you want to get yourself some high quality grade A vanilla beans, not from the grocery store. That's going to cost you an arm and a leg. You're going to be broke by the end of it. I would recommend this company, Vanilla Bean Kings. It's an online company. They source vanilla beans from all over the world. These happen to be Madagascar grade A beans. And the difference between grade A and grade B beans really just has to do with the moisture content of the beans. You guys might have seen another video that I did on directly infusing vanilla into honey, and for that we used grade B beans, and that's because the moisture content of grade B beans is between 15 and 20%, and honey will absorb moisture from the beans, and you don't want the moisture content to be too high in your honey, otherwise it can ferment. But for doing a vanilla extract like we're doing, grade A is fine, and in fact that extra moisture content is gonna just be infused into the alcohol and add more flavor to it. So for I'm gonna do a double fold recipe. You can do a single fold as well. The rough estimate for it is for a 1.75 liter bottle. The FDA recommends just over 6 ounces of beans. For a single fold recipe. And if you're gonna do a double fold recipe, the weight is just over 12 ounces of beans for every 1.75 milliliter bottle of vodka or rum or what have you. You're gonna be looking for something that's about 80 proof. These are, I know that they're right, but yeah, this is 40% alcohol by volume, so that's exactly 80 proof. And this bottle of Absolut is also 40% alcohol by volume, so 80 proof for that as well. So you don't want to count beans. You'll see some recipes, maybe if you're looking around out online, that say X number of beans for this quantity of alcohol. You don't want to do that because the weight of the beans can vary widely from bean to bean. We're gonna have just shy of the 12.75 that I want. So what I'm gonna do is just basically divide the weight in half, and it'll be just about 12 for each one. So it'll be just shy of what I ideally would have liked for a double fold recipe, but it's gonna be plenty of beans to do the recipe. All right. So that was an 8-ounce bag, vacuum sealed bag that I got from Vanilla Bean Kings. 2 8-ounce and 1 6-ounce is what I had. So, all right, so we're at 22 ounces right now. So I want half of that. All right, that's about half. So we're gonna do 11 and 11. So we'll be, like I said, just shy of our 12-ounce double fold, but well in excess of a 1.5 fold, and still almost double a single fold recipe. And that just has to do with the concentration of vanilla content. And this is pretty simple. We're just going to take each bean and slice it down lengthwise to expose what they call the caviar, which is just the vanilla beans. And we're going to drop it in these are half-gallon mason jars. And I'm gonna show you guys a little trick that can speed up the extraction process too. So. All having to sit through me cutting up all of these beans, it was more than I even thought when I started. But in any event, a couple of things that I wanted to mention. The vanilla beans, you know, if you go on the website that I mentioned, Vanilla Bean Kings, they source beans from all over the world. You can get them from Tahiti, from Hawaii, from Central America, Mexico, Madagascar. Vanilla beans actually originated in Mexico, but they have, you know, spread all around the world in that sort of general climate band around the globe. And you can get them from a variety of different places now. And what's fun is that you can try different alcohols to do your extraction in, or you can try beans from different parts of the world, and those beans will have a unique flavor. You know, they're going to have that terroir from whatever location you're getting them from. So in any event, I thought that it was worthwhile mentioning that. I don't have any sort of an affiliate agreement or anything like that with Vanilla Bean Kings. I just like their product and wanted to mention them. There's other vendors that you can find online as well. My only recommendation is, like I said, that you wouldn't try to go and source your beans from the grocery store or something like that. It would just be cost prohibitive. So in any event, all right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the vodka first. This is the Absolute, and I'm just going to cover all of these. These are half-gallon mason jars. I am frankly not confident that this is all going to fit in this jar, and I may have to pull some of these beans and do a second smaller single fold batch in maybe like an 8-ounce mason jar. We'll see. But this is more beans than I was expecting to have in this jar. So, but hopefully it all fits. We might get there. Fingers crossed. Yeah, we're gonna be good. Perfect. All right, so there's a smidge left in the bottle. That's fine. All right, we're gonna do the same thing with the rum. I went with just Bacardi because I wanted something that wasn't necessarily flavored with something other than just the rum. You know, I didn't want to get like a Captain Morgan's coconut flavored rum or something like that. I want to taste the vanilla beans. That's the whole point of doing the infusion, or the extraction rather. And I assume we're gonna have the same thing. There's just a smidge in the bottom, but that's fine. If I wasn't doing a double fold recipe, there would have been plenty of room if I was doing a single fold, but and I'll tell you what, with this little smidge being left in the bottles, this is probably just about right, because you'll recall that we did 11 ounces instead of the 12 and a quarter or whatever that the FDA guidelines called for a double fold. All right, so here's the other product that I wanted to show you. We'll see how this does, but this is called the Mason Genie, and it's one of these devices. You can use it with for all sorts of stuff. This is not for canning, but if you're putting dry goods or something like that in a mason jar, you can put this on. Let's see if I can get this here. Genie, and again, I don't have any sort of affiliation or deal with them. It's just something that I wanted to show you, and you can hopefully see, maybe, all of these air bubbles are getting pulled out right now they're down in the jar. You can see them coming up to the surface. It's just removing all of the air. Like I said, you wouldn't want to use this for canning, but if you're putting dry goods into a mason jar, this is going to work perfect for extending the shelf life of those items, keeping them from going stale. The reason why we're doing it with this is not because you need an airtight mason jar. that's certainly not the case. It is because this will speed the extraction process. If you remove the air from your mason jars, the extraction takes place much quicker. Without removing the air, you would want to leave the beans to steep for about a year. But this process with the sealed lid significantly speeds that process. I think it cuts it down to about half. Let's try that again. All right. Let me dry the edge there so we can get a good seal. Okay. Try that again. All right, and those bubbles are shooting up to the top again. I don't know if you can see that or not, but lots of little bubbles being pulled out of the jar right now. So, and I'll tag or put links to both this product, the Mason Genie, as well as the Vanilla Bean Kings product in this post or video. It takes about 30 to 60 seconds for the Mason Genie to pull the air out, depending upon the size of the vessel. And there we go. All right, pull it off. And that also, yeah, it's on there good. All right, and then take our bands, screw these down, and I would date it and list probably the variety of bean that I used, so that I know approximately, and the type of alcohol used as well. So this one was our rum, this one was our vodka, and down the road when we're trying out the end result, we want to be able to keep track of what we liked. All right, thanks so much for joining today. Take care, talk to you soon.